What's going on, y'all? Out there in podcast land. That's rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers. We going live tonight for the recap for the big win for the Cavs. We snuck one out, fellas. What's up to my boy Tate Boy Fresh? What's up to my boy Relly Hall? What's crackin' y'all? What y'all got to say about these Cavs with this dub tonight, y'all? Let me hear it.
I'm impressed with the Cavs right now, honestly, they chipped it away. I was getting a little nervous, especially in that third quarter. We kind of start slipping. First quarter, they kind of came out. Well, the beginning of the first quarter, they was hot. The ending of the first quarter, they was really sloppy to me. You can see the rust. Both teams was getting the rust out. Well, Brooklyn had a lot of turnovers, but what I'm seeing with the Cavs, I'm impressed. Honestly, they seemed poised to a degree, still some things we do got to address. But I'm very appreciative of this win tonight. I think this is a stepping stone for the Cavs to really get to where they need to be this season.
Tay Boy Fresh, what you got to say, man?
Man, I think Brooklyn's a better team than we thought, man. There's no cakewalk games in the East this year. If you got to play Brooklyn, if you got to play Orlando, you got to play Atlanta, you got to play Chicago. I mean, it's all teams we think will be fighting for the playoffs, but ain't none of them going to be cakewalk wins. Right. So, as far as the Cavs game tonight, they struggled.
Tell your mic went nut berserko, dog. Your mic went gone. You ready?
Is that better?
Yes, sir.
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
I said, as far as the game goes, Cavs looked good in the first half. They were scoring at a high pace in the first half, getting a lot of threes. I mean, like from Strus, from Mitchell, from Garland, from LeVert. It's like they went cold in the second half, man. Kind of Brooklyn chipped that lead away. I was really impressed with Strus. Really, he's starting to earn his money. I think he had 27 and 12. Niang, though. Niang ain't give us nothing, man.
Yeah, facts.
I'm so glad you said that said that name, because that whole game he was having me agitate. Like, I mean, I know what he's there for, but I don't know if he proved that game one. But
facts.
Niang had 0 points on 3 shots. 0 for 3 from 3-point range.
Right. But the bottom line is, let's take the win for 114-113 Cleveland Cavaliers. Hey, listen, before we even move any further, we're going to make sure that you guys like and subscribe to the Know It Alls channel, but that's rather Cavaliers. You can also find us on Fans First Sports Network with Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all your links out there for your listening for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's rather Cavaliers Cleveland podcast. We got to get that in always at the beginning of the show. So we talked a little bit about the beginning of the game, what happened, what you like, what you didn't like. Hey, Tim Lyons, I agree. A dub is a dub. I'll take a dub all day and night over a loss. So I've heard a little comments of what you guys like, what you dislike, what you think, but let's do a breakdown and what we really saw or who played efficiently for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And let's talk about some of the stats. The first thing I want to point out, we lost bench scoring 65-17. The Nets bench went berserk on us.
Well, that's because Cam Thomas scored 36.
Correct. But 65-17, there's some stuff going on out there.
Claude, the Cavs are contenders, not for a title. They're contenders for Eastern Conference Final, though.
Okay.
What do you think, Relly?
You're mute.
A good idea to be mute, but I gotta agree with you, Tay. I feel like they have, well, at least this game one, they haven't shown to be.
Take your mic, man.
But they haven't proven to be contenders to the finals. I think it's a lot of things they got to address, including the bench, right? I think that first half with like Cam, like he just exposed it. Like he exposed it. Like even if you take the offense away, he kind of exposed it on the defensive end too, because he was literally picking his shots every single time. No matter where it was on the court, he was picking a shot, and there was nothing we was doing about it. Correct. He single-handed, like he had like 30 points, didn't he?
Yeah, 35.
35
points
off the bench. Because one of the announcers literally said he had the most points for a bench player ever for a season opener.
Facts.
That is a problem when Cleveland poised themselves so high on their defense, and we just got exposed game one.
That's the trade-off this year, though. Defense going to be a little more lax, going to be a little more juice on the offensive end. And they really miss Jared Allen. They miss Jared Allen. Hate to say Mo's soft throw buddy. He can't walk through EC, but they really missed him.
And I think that swings the next fact that I wanted to bring up, that the Cavs got beat on the boards 50-38. You know, and that speaks volumes to the fact that we were missing one of our key components in Jared Allen, without a shadow of a doubt, because we didn't have that presence in the middle. And that had a direct effect on Evan Mobley. So we'll talk about that a little bit too.
Evan Mobley only had 6 boards. They missed Jared Allen, but the Cavs was getting beat on the boards last year.
Yeah.
You know, so that's nothing new. They didn't really bring in a guy that's going to be a banger and grab you boards. They have to do that within. They got to just decide they're going to be tougher, more physical, play more physicality, and snatch some boards. But yeah, they definitely. It's no surprise to me they got beat on the board.
Yeah, Relly, what you thinking, bro?
Strus was nice, Gavin.
Yeah, he was. Facts.
That's where I got to give you your flowers on that one too. With Max Strus, with you.
It's just one game, really. I'm still in the be patient zone, like I told you on yesterday's cast.
For sure.
Be patient. I mean, he was a good game one.
Absolutely, really good, great game one for
27-12.
Because honestly, it was every point he scored was needed, so it was necessary.
Every single point.
But to your point with the rebounding, it's a problem. Like the Cavs is going to be in a situation, especially when we play those gritty teams in the Eastern Conference. We're going to have a player that's getting a second and third chances. Like we've seen it, like, and especially when it's teams like New York that punked us, and that Eastern Conference is getting grittier. Milwaukee is going to be example. Boston is going to be example.
Facts.
So that problem is a bigger issue in our conference. It just is, if we're talking about moving forward, getting better, truly being a conference finals team. Because if we don't address that, we can't even be a conference finals team. Let's be honest with ourselves. But I do think Cleveland is gonna have to address that. Kobe Altman has to have that on his radar. Because like I said, we ain't gonna win many games in the playoffs if it's not addressed.
Yeah. Second point I wanted to point out, the free throw disparity was going on with the Cavs. We got outshot at the free throw line. The Brooklyn Nets shot 26 free throws, made 20. The Cavs were 9 for 10. So what is that telling you? What signals that to you as far as the defensive effort that was played this evening for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Tate, I'll start with you. What you got, bro?
You find the difference in that in stylistic play. You know, so you said the Cavs was 9-10 from the free throw line. That's a good percentage.
Facts, 90.
Brooklyn was 20 or 26.
Facts.
That's a good percentage. They took 26 free throws, but the Cavs took 43 3-pointers.
That is facts.
Brooklyn only took 27 3-pointers.
That's facts.
The Cavs hit 8 more 3-pointers than Brooklyn. That's 24 more points. So the Cavs by far exceeded the difference in the free throw line at the 3-point line.
Correct.
So that's just a different stylistic in play. The Cavs are trying to get up more threes this year. You look at Brooklyn, I mean, they have a couple guys that take a few, to jack up a few shots, but they don't have no pure shooter. They got rid of Joe Harris. They got rid of Seth Curry. They got rid of the little dude that used to play for San Antonio. What's his name? From Australia.
Mills.
Yeah, Patty Mills. They got rid of them was their shooters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Mikal Bridges can hit an open three, but he ain't going, dribble, shake, and hit a three off the dribble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't say they have that kind of shooting. So the difference in the free throw line is not as bad as what it appears because the Cavs game is to shoot threes. I'd be curious to see who shot those free throws. I mean, I know Okoro, he missed the one. He the one that missed his first one.
Yeah.
He got an and one in the first quarter and he missed it. So he missed the one. I don't know who all shot the rest, but I would imagine it would be those guys in the paint or, I'm sure Mitchell got a couple, went to the paint. But you got Strus out there popping. You got Garland penetrating and dishing and popping. You know what I mean? So that wasn't the Cavs game. So don't be alarmed by the free throw disparities, what I'm saying.
Yeah. Really, what you thinking about that, man? Free throw line versus 3-point line. Cavs won the 3-point battle. Free throw battle was won by the Nets. What's your disparity with that, man? What you thinking?
My disparity with that is that I feel like a lot of the free throws Brooklyn got was because of her undiscipline, right? A lot of them we gave up on possessions and they seen it. Like they just attacked us. We wasn't in our spots. We was flopping a lot. Like if we gonna be honest, we was giving up a lot of possessions that was giving them a lot of free baskets. And we just kept chirping. Like we kept chirping at the refs. The refs was just setting the tone and they got easy ones. Because I mean, to be honest, the free throws is what kept Brooklyn in it. Well, that and Cam Thompson. But I mean, those free throws kept them in the game. The threes kept us in the game too. Because there's not many games where a team is gonna get that many free throws. But then at the same time, on the flip side, like Brooklyn fans is gonna say, hey, it's not that many games where Cleveland is gonna shoot that lights out too. So we're gonna have to have a perfect medium where we say, all right, we're gonna have to stay disciplined. Because on defense, we was like, if he wasn't giving up an open something, he was giving them a foul, a freebie. Yeah. So I think that's just a little bit of just them getting more confident, them getting a little bit more set in what we running, and then just experience.
Well, yeah, Strus was out there new. Jared Allen, the anchor, wasn't out there. Jared Allen is the anchor. Whether how bad he played against the Knicks, he anchors the defense.
Facts.
To answer Claude's question, Claude, I think the Cavs finished 2 or 3 in the East, and I tell you why. Because I got Boston finishing 1 or 2, and Milwaukee can finish. Milwaukee don't care. Milwaukee, they just want to be healthy and get there. They don't care who they play in the first round. They don't care about. I mean, theoretically, ideally, they want to get one of the top 4 seeds so they can play at home. But they don't really care. So the Cavs are going to be a regular season team. They're going to be trying to stack W's. Milwaukee going to do just enough to get them there. So that fact right there with Boston, Milwaukee, and Cleveland being the top 3 teams, Boston could go for it, but Boston's bench isn't as deep. I don't think Milwaukee cares about seeding. They got the Greek Freak and Dame Dollar. They're not worried about it. And I think the Cavs are a young team that's playing for wins. Is trying to be better than they were last season, where they got 51 wins. Yeah. So I think they somewhere around 54 wins, and you're looking at a 2 or 3 seed for the Cavs.
Yeah, and please do not forget about the New York Knickerbockers and the Brooklyn Nets, because those guys are going to fight us for seeding as well. And New York had us last year. Let's just face it. Facts are facts.
Talk to me in April, right? That's when playoffs is, right?
Yeah.
Claude said that's high.
Yeah.
Check back with me in April, Claude. Keep a receipt book.
Yes, sir. Hey, next question I want to ask you guys. The 2-man game between Donovan Mitchell and Max Strus. I saw a different 2-man game than I saw last year with the pick and pop, pick and go, pick and roll, being able to spread the floor. And you saw them play well tonight. We got 27 out of both guys. So I need you guys to respond to what was going on with that 2-man game between Strus and Mitchell. Relly, I'm going to start with you first. What'd you see, bro?
I think what we seen is that Brooklyn, every time they ran it, they didn't believe it enough to where they just kept playing too low. They was playing too low, and Max Strus was making them pay, which is weird because when we did that last year, we wasn't hitting. So now you got someone That's a shooter, which is, ironic to Uncle Tate. We did touch bases on his last pod. I know I see the shirt.
That's just it, though. It's a difference in running the 2-man with Max Strus and running with Isakuro. It's the 2-3 pick and roll. You can roll, you can pop. Okoro would never pop. Okoro would slash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Strus pops, which offers more space for everybody else on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. Still the same 2-3 pick and roll. You just got a shooter there now.
Yeah, and I think that's what's making Brooklyn uncomfortable. Because, you can see they watch footage. They watch footage and they so used to, sagging off because, you got everybody that's, like you said, is cutting. Now Max Strus, he's loving it because he's flaring. That's his first instinct. He's flaring.
Right.
Well, at least in that game, he was flaring every single time he flared.
With Okoro, you could pack the paint because you knew he wasn't going to pop out the shoot.
Yeah.
You just fall back in the paint, wait on him to come to you.
Yeah.
Now with Strus in there, opens up the floor so much more.
Yeah.
That's
your league. That's your lead, and that's your difference between what we saw last year versus this year's Cavs. The floor spacing.
Last year, if Jetty would get in, he was inconsistent.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Okoro maybe could hit a corner three. He was definitely gonna hit none out on the wing though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just and they're attempting more threes. So you say, oh yeah, they hit these threes where they're shooting more. Mm-hmm. Last year they've been trying to force it to the hole, Mitchell or Garland, maybe a lob to Allen or Mobley. They didn't have that spacing, man. Now they got spacing that opens up everything. And I think defensively, Relly's right. Brooklyn was falling back too far off the screen, man. They must then believe in Strus though. In Strus we trust.
Yeah,
you know
early and often. Yeah, early and often. Yeah.
So
fact.
he Relly, would you say he earned 1/82nd of his money today?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 1/82nd.
I think it's more like 10 games, Tate. He did a 10 for 1 tonight.
Whoa.
Yeah, 10 for 1.
He got 10 games. Boy, he got 10 games worth of for one game.
Hey, he was the MVP of the game. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, Max Strus was the MVP of Game 1 for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm not disputing you. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We can't pay like that, man. Kobe always be out of here. He can't have one good game and just take a break for 10. That math don't add up.
I understand that, but he earned the contract. We understand why. And Tate, this is something me and you've been saying all along. Really, I think you're late to the bandwagon, but I think you're finally on believing that Strus does provide a different look for the Cavs as far as the floor spacing is concerned and our guards being able to get off decent shots without being harassed on the perimeter. Because if you can pick and roll, pick and pop, it makes all the difference in the world. Y'all believe it?
Yeah, definitely. Of course. That's basketball. That's the new era of basketball. Yeah. You got to have that 3 ingrained in your game some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the only discrepancy I have with you, or just even the situation, because I agree with you with the shooters make difference. It's just we've seen it. Cleveland has seen it when we play Golden State all those many times. But we're in a situation right now where either Max Strus is going to be either one of two players as a shooter. He's either going to be Buddy Hield for the teams he's played on, or he's going to be a Duncan Robinson, where he has a game like this, and then the next 3 games is going to be a dud. Unfortunately, the Cavs can't afford for him to have those 3 games as a dud. Like he can have, he's, a shooter like that is shooting that is going to have a dud, but not back to back to back, because to your point, we're going to need him to be lethal. We're going to need him to put respect on our offense. It only works if he's consistent, right? Like, we got him because we realized that Jetty Osman was not getting it done.
Facts.
Hey, young fella, can I tell you something, man?
I'm all ears.
So I understand what you're saying, but what you fell into realize and look at is the gravitas to the floor that Max Strus brings. The threat of him making a shot is going to open other people up. He don't have to be making shots. They're not going to leave Max Strus up because it's Max Strus. So So it's the gravity that he brings to the floor that helps everybody else. It's only all gravy when he's knocking down all the shots. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Yes and no. Because
Wow.
I mean, the reason.
What's your no? What's your no?
The no is because then I immediately go straight back to Duncan Robinson. Yeah, I respect that he's a shooter, but then I know Duncan Robinson.
Rally, listen. Duncan Robinson not a defender. Duncan Robinson never got 12 boards in the game. Max Strus had 12 boards tonight.
For sure.
Other areas of the game where you impact the game.
Yeah.
But for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the rebounds, the intangibles, that's perfect. But then on the offense, which we got him for, to make sure our offense is not sluggish in times where Donovan Mitchell may have a slow game or Darius Garland is just having a game like we just seen tonight where he's getting a lot of TOs. We need a player that's going to still have our space and respectable. And if Max Strus is on that line of Duncan Robinson, it still don't matter because if he getting 11 boards and our offense is still poo.
But really, he improves the offense by his presence on the floor. That's what I'm telling you. He's going to make shots. He might not shoot 40% every night. Sure. But if he's shooting 35%, okay, they're gonna respect him and it's gonna open up the floor.
I'll just close this segue about between the two of you guys for sure. Check this out. NBA basketball has always been draw two and kick. Whether it's draw two in the post and kick it out, whether it's draw two on the outside, it's draw two and kick. What Max Strus does for the Cavs is he gives him, Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland the ability to draw two and kick. And somebody's going to knock down a bucket. We didn't get it from Garland tonight, but we sure got it from Strus and Mitchell, without a shadow of a doubt. Agreed?
Definitely agree. And
all right.
when Niang get going, and Karis LeVert going, he hit the second half last year. I think he hit 40% after the All-Star break last year. Facts. He wasn't as good the first half, but I think now you're not gonna call him a shooter, but he's capable. So you got to come out on Karis LeVert too. You got to come out on Mitch. You got to come out on Garland. You can't leave Strus alone like they're leaving Okoro alone. I mean, it's gonna make all the difference in the world, man. I didn't see Evan Mobley do enough tonight in what part of his games he is supposed to be working on. I didn't really see a rebound and a push. I didn't see him take many outside shots. But I mean, he had 14 and 10 with, I believe, 4 assists. I mean, he touched all over the stat sheet, but he got to be better. I think he'll be better when Jared Allen gets back.
Facts. Hey, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to swing back to talk a little bit about Evan Mobley because I don't know, fellas. So if you guys are watching us on YouTube, if you're listening on iHeartRadio, on Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, give us about 10 seconds, and we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. And we're back with That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. What's cracking, Tate?
That was 10 seconds for the people on YouTube, but the people on audio still listen to a commercial, though.
That's all right. They'll be all right. We'll speed it.
You promised them 10 seconds, though.
Hey, man, it's a quick 10. We're back and rolling. We're up and rocking and rolling. But That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast on Fans First Sports Network. Sitting with Relly Hall, Tate Boy Fresh, doing a chop up of the 114-113 victory.
Hey, Claude, I used to go to the games back when they would come here and they were playing Agent Zero, Gilbert Arenas in the playoffs. And then after that, LeBron left and John Wall came here. And because John Wall drafted 2010, Kyrie drafted 2011, number one, both of them. And they both were so sorry at that time. I got tickets all the time. My company had a box. I used to get the box and everything. So I saw a lot of Cavs games, but a lot of them was when they was really bad with Kyrie and while LeBron was in Miami.
Check this out, Claude. I've only been a Cavs fan for a year and a half, 2 years, but I've been to at least 10 Cavaliers games. At least 10. I saw LeBron James play at least 4 or 5 times, and I saw him when they sucked, when Kyrie Irving was leaving the squad. So absolutely. I remember I went to see the Boston Celtics just massacre them one year up there in Cleveland, man. I was like, man, what is this? But great seats, love the game, was real close to the floor, could see everything. So even though I wasn't a Cavs fan and I was a Knicks, and I've seen the Cavs play against the Knicks twice in person, in line. So I'm looking forward to going to a Cavs game this year. I think me and my daughter, maybe my wife, is going to sneak up to Detroit and watch the Pistons play the Cavs up there in Detroit, man. So yeah, I've been there. And really, you in Cleveland, so you already seen it.
Yeah, I would say I really watched them last year when they played the Pistons at home at the Little Caesars Arena. But I didn't realize how overpriced a pizza can be from Little Caesars at that arena. That was crazy.
Yeah, so you get a basketball pizza, you get a Little Caesar pizza for $5 on the street.
That pizza was 18 buckaroos. 18 buckaroos.
Hey, Tim Lyons, I wasn't even trying to go there, man. Get to kicking, Tim. Get to kicking. Man, I am not a Mavs fan. For all y'all that's listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Tim Lyons just got the Kick Rock sign, man. There's no way. Oh, wow. The producer said Tim Lyons is lost in the Matrix. Oh, my God. Tim, you know I can't stand Luka. But we're not talking about Luka on this show.
That graphic was blurry.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Luka on this one. We're talking about the Cavaliers. So, fellas, Evan Mobley tonight. Evan Mobley. Didn't see it. Did not see it. Didn't see the level up that we was expecting for him. What's
Big
going
G.
on with Mobley?
Big G. Tell him what I told you yesterday. Tell him, Big Relly.
He said patience is virtue.
Okay.
Patience is a virtue, Big G.
Okay.
Game 1, 14, 10, and 4 in a win.
Mm-hmm.
We'll live with it. He was the only defensive presence at the rim.
Okay.
So, when he get his running mate back to guard that paint, he's going to be able to do more on the offensive end because he's going to be freed up a little more in those games because he got help back there to anchor the back end than he was tonight.
Okay.
Tonight, his game was defense.
Okay. Really?
I think y'all forget Evan Mobley, 22 years old, man. His prime is 5 years away.
But you know what, though? I'm not making excuses for him because the issue is we need him to level up now. The bottom line is.
I'm not saying that he's not. Be patient, though. This is one game, one win. Let's see what happens Friday night.
I don't disagree, but I need to see the level up for Evan Mobley in these first 10 games. Evan Mobley is our best player, period.
Oh, he's not our best player. He needs to be our best player if we're going to win a championship.
Facts. So I'm saying he's the best. If he needs to be and he has the potential to be, he should be. I'm talking about what should be going on. Now, tonight, of course, we had Mitchell out there. Spider was killing him. But I don't know. Ma said he ain't never seen a professional game in any sport. Dog, it's time for you to level up your game, dog.
Ain't you
it's time for you to level. Yeah, it's time for you to level
you
it
ain't
up.
been to see your Cowboys?
Yeah, it's time to level up without a shadow of a doubt.
Wow, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Facts.
So he said no professional sport. So now I even been to a hockey game, and the Capital Hockey is a fun sport to watch in person.
Oh my God, is it ever?
I'm telling you.
Is it ever? I've been to see the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Detroit Red Wings. And it's great. The fans is off the hook. So, facts. But really, Tay saying patience is a virtue. Really, what you saying about Mr. Mobley?
I think you do got to be a little patient with Evan Mobley. I think this game right here was an outlier, though, because it's like they used a lot of size. They was trying to make them uncomfortable on rebound. So Evan Mobley really couldn't move as much as he really wanted to. That also could be great because Jared Allen wasn't there, or it's just like he had at all time he had like two people boxing him out. So it was pretty.
Really, that's a question to you.
He said, "Hey, Relly, is Luka in your top five? Top 5 or 10? Relly,
Luka top 10 though. He top 10.
Relly, you about to get
that ain't trash. You top 10.
You about to get the trash sign, Relly.
Because you got Giannis, right?
Okay.
You got Bron, you got Curry.
Okay.
Well, you better put Joker in there.
Yeah, you got Joker for sure.
Okay. You better put Booker up there. You better put him in there.
I
Man,
can't.
Luka higher than Booker, man. What you talking about?
Never is Luka higher than Booker.
Luka better than
Booker is
Devin
a
Booker.
dog. Booker
Hey,
is a dog.
Relly, is Luka higher than Booker?
He's better than Booker.
Thank you.
Book
He's
is a
better than
dog.
Booker.
KD is better than him.
You
Book is better
you
than
swap Luka with Devin Booker, the Phoenix Suns will be a much better team.
Never.
No
Never in a
question.
million
Yeah, they
years.
would.
Never.
No question.
Never.
Devin Booker wouldn't even. Oh, Devin Booker, if he was on the Mavericks, he wouldn't even make the playoffs.
Book a dog,
At all.
bro. Book a dog. Y'all gonna put some respect on Book name this year.
Man,
I already
Booker
done told
like
y'all that the
it.
Phoenix
He's
Suns
not-
going to win the chip.
He's top 20. I mean, he probably just a little better than Donovan Mitchell.
Did you see what he did to Steph Curry last night? He put him in the blender. He was blending him without Bradley Beal. He put him in the blender. He was out there killing that boy. He was out there killing him.
Okay,
But y'all gonna put some respect on Book name. Book a dog.
but he is a
Booker's
dog.
a
But you said he's
dog.
better than Luka.
Yes.
Mhm.
Old boy in OKC better than
Nobody-
Luka too.
Nobody
Old
says
boy in
that. G.
Old boy in OKC is better than him.
Who? Don't say Shea.
First team All NBA. Give it to him.
He was.
Give
He's
it
not
to
better
him.
than Luka.
Old boy in Sacramento better than Luka.
Oh my God. All right, let's get off this, man. Hey, Claude, you got me started on purpose, Claude. You know how he do with his takes, man. That's ridiculous.
Man, I ain't giving him
De'Aaron
no
Fox is
respect.
better than Luka.
I ain't
Yeah,
giving him no
come on,
respect.
Relly. How do that sound?
I ain't giving him no respect. I ain't giving him no respect. But we talking about the Cavs. So, Relly, what's up with Mobley? You said patience is a virtue. You got anything else you want to say?
I think Evan Mobley, we got to give him a couple more games. Like we got to today's game wasn't a match for him. Honestly, I think the Cavs kind of realized that too. That's why they really wasn't playing through Evan Mobley this game. They was playing through all their guards, everybody but Evan Mobley.
Yeah.
So you can kind of
He only took 11 shots.
That's
yeah.
facts.
So
The game plan was to shoot the three. They was gonna play big and long. They got Claxton. They got Ben Simmons.
mhm.
They got your boy Cam. Not Thomas. No, he off the bench. The other Cam.
No, Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson. He like 6'9". So the
that
Cavs
key dude was
got
killing him
they
too. Yeah,
ball handlers and guards just to go at him. It wasn't Evan Mobley's game.
yeah, I agree.
And then
I
they
agree.
throw Dorian Finney-Smith just to make him a little bit, just to play a little physical with bro. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They dropped on him and by the way, too, I watched in the game. Every time he had his back with the basket, they dropped.
They
They dropped the defender the whole game.
they was ready
You know,
for him.
so- yeah, absolutely. So I think the game plan for the Nets was to take Mobley out of it. And I'd be interested to see how he looks on a one-on-one, where he's able to it's him and the defender. And Tate, I agree with you 100%. With Jared Allen back with him is going to make all the difference in the world, without a shadow of a doubt, for his game. Yeah, I agree, without a shadow of a doubt.
Because who the Cavs play next?
They play
Okay.
OKC on Friday at home.
Okay, so OKC would actually be
funny,
a good game. That'd be a good game to where it's like, all right, this is where Big G's point is gonna be either exposed or put light to it because he is gonna get one-on-one with Chet. Like
That's
it's
facts.
not they're not gonna pit two down. They can't afford to.
He gonna D Chet up,
For sure.
and that's a guy. That's a guy Evan can go to Chet body.
Yeah.
Ain't too many guys he can go to their body. He can go to Chet body though.
Y'all see what Drummond did to Chet?
Killed him.
He worked
Killed him.
He
worked him.
He worked.
He straight up worked him.
Andre Drummond,
Andre Drummond,
where he
Worked
at
him.
now?
Chicago.
When was this happening?
Worked.
Yesterday?
This happened tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, this
worked
I
him.
gotta watch my highlights.
He worked him, Tate.
Yeah.
Now that's all you need to know is he beat him up and he worked him.
I
to
mean, Andre Drummond used to work a lot of people.
death.
I mean, Chet's just a little fellow, man.
Yeah. All right, so fellas, last points for the Cavs game tonight. Tate, what you got for your last points, man?
Man, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do Friday. I hope Jared Allen is back because then we'll get a true evaluation of what this team is going to look like, right? Because this throws rotation off and everything. Isaac Okoro started. He had a good game, really. He had like 18, 6, and 4.
Yeah.
So we get a true evaluation of what they look like when Jared Allen comes back. He's the anchor of the defense. Evan Mobley will be a little more free on offense, and I think you'll see a lot more big to big high post. Evan Mobley on the elbow in the high post, facilitating either kicking it out to shooters,
facts,
or lobbing it up to Jared Allen in the dunker spot.
Yeah.
So until you have Jared Allen, I mean, the Cavs, great, they got a victory tonight. Didn't look good. Wasn't like they was looking in the first quarter, but they got a victory tonight.
Yeah.
So,
the dub.
you know, without Jared Allen playing, without Niang did nothing. You know what I mean? And I don't think Dean Wade even dressed.
No, he didn't. I didn't see him on the box score.
Yeah, he was
I mean, Isaiah Mobley is on the varsity. Imani Bates is on the varsity.
Yeah.
Tristan Thompson, 0 clock, really, like we said in the past.
Locker room presence.
Right, locker room presence.
Oh, and I want to point this out to you too, Tate, and Forelli. Hey, when they called that last timeout, Tristan Thompson was the first guy that ran out on the floor. And when they was in the huddle, Tristan Thompson was coaching them just like the Bickerstaff was coaching them. I seen it with my own eyes, bro. And he coached Mitchell up to bust them boys in the head for that bucket in the end. I saw it.
For context, Big G and Relly went back and forth when they signed Tristan Thompson. Relly thought it was the worst signing in the world. Big G said they needed that, which I think they did. And we tried to explain to the little fella that Tristan Thompson was going to be the Cleveland Cavs. Udonis Haslem.
Fact.
He ain't going to get no clock. We don't expect him to play.
Yeah.
We expect him to police and show guys the way.
Really?
I think my TV was blurring up when that happened, though. I ain't see that.
Hey, man. I'm just saying. All right.
But I look a little closely. I see this next couple of games to see how Tristan Thompson is out there on the sideline, see how he coached them boys. I do that, for the sake of argument.
Thanks, Claude.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
Hey, Claude, are you a Penn State basketball fan too? Because college basketball about to jump off here in the next couple of weeks.
I hope not, because they're horrible. But old boy from North Carolina transferred there. What's his name? Puff Johnson.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Puff transferred to Penn State.
He a nice defender.
Yeah. Relly Hall, closing shots on That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. What you got?
So for me, I think the one player we didn't really touch bases on, even though it could be because of how he shot, I'm going to say I'm actually excited for what he did throughout the game, and that's Caris LeVert. Yes, he shot 4 for 17, but he was aggressive from the first second to the end, and this is something we've been wanting him to do since we got him. So if he stays like this is where all those factors y'all been talking about, like Max Strus been, making defenses worry about him, and Darius Garland, if he's keeping his turnovers in check, and Donovan, this is what makes the Cleveland Cavaliers dangerous for a playoff run. Because if we have a player like Caris LeVert that comes off the bench and he's not thinking about what he shot, he just keep going. Essentially, he's doing exactly what Cam Thompson just did. He didn't care what his shot percentage was. He was just scoring. And that's exactly what we need Caris LeVert to be.
Well, that's his ideal role. The first year he came with the trade deadline, right? And he really couldn't get into a groove. And then last year, because of the injuries and stuff like that, he was playing a lot of on ball, kind of, trying to facilitate more than just being allowed to go score. Because they had to actually start him at the 3. And if you in there with Darius and Donovan both, you're not gonna get the ball to kind of do your thing. Now he's coming off the bench. Because remember, we talked yesterday's cast. I thought Caris LeVert was gonna start. Remember I said that yesterday?
Yeah.
Well, they started Okoro because JB wanted to keep Caris in his role. He wanted to keep Caris in his role. So yeah, I think I go back to Charles Smith and Jerome Lane.
Broke that backboard.
His name ain't Lane, man. It's Lane, not lame.
Yeah, Jerome Lane.
But yeah, Charles Smith was soft for the Knicks, though, Big G.
Tate, who was the point guard on that team?
Sean Miller.
There you go. Take Boy Fresh with the Know It Alls podcast. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That was
point
that
guard.
was like 88.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Really?
That's
you see that OG knowledge? See that OG knowledge, really? He thought he was gonna trip me up.
yeah. Hey man, that's why we call the Know It Alls, bro. That's why we get out. You know, we just swinging over here on That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. All right, fellas, we're gonna close out the show. We thank all of you guys for rocking with us live on the Know It Alls podcast, but listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe every time you listening to That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. We appreciate you guys because we're going to build this thing out and we're going to bring you content all year long with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Take Boy Fresh, you got something you wanted to say?
Ask you, man. So the Cavs play OKC Friday night, and they play the Pacers Saturday night. Mm-hmm. So y'all want to try and go recap both them games on Monday? Just wait till Monday to come back?
Sounds like a plan. Relly Hall? Sound like a plan?
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
There we go. There we go. So recap 2 and 1.
Keep your eye on these games. Big G, I want you to keep your eye on Evan Mobley.
Yes, sir.
Watching both games.
Gotcha.
Really, you need to watch Strus.
And keep one eye over there on Tristan Thompson.
I try to make sure my TV not static, and when that happens.
Facts. All right, fellas, we're going to get out of here with That's Rather Cavaliers, Cleveland Cavaliers podcast. We get the dub tonight, y'all. 114-113. Cleveland Cavaliers for the victory. Let's go, Cavs. Let's go, Cavs. Let's go, Cavs.
Thanks for joining us on the That's Rather Cavalier podcast. Before we get to it, make sure you follow us wherever you get your audio podcasts. Just search FFSN, That's Rather Cavalier. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple and Spotify. Also, check out our Cavs shorts on the Know It Alls YouTube channel. Now let's